What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Chris here, Mayce Collectibles. Happy Monday morning to you. Coming here bright and early off a fresh weekend of fights. UFC 269 absolutely delivered. Great night of fights. We're going to get into a couple things here today. We're going to get into the giveaway from last video, as well as another giveaway from this video. If you don't know, by the way, if you don't know, every video we're giving away cards. Okay? I'm not always going to do it at the end, but somewhere throughout the video. And don't you skip around. Don't you mess up my watch time. But we will give away cards every episode. We'll touch on the schedule, do a little 269 recap action, and then get into a little bit of card news we got for you today that might excite some of you. But before we move forward, let's go ahead and get our winners from last video, and you can see them now. All right, congrats to you. Appreciate you participating. Oh, and by the way, folks, remember, if you win one of the card giveaways on here, or you win trivia or whatever, it doesn't matter. If you win a card via this channel, please shoot me an email at macecollectibles@gmail.com. That's macecollectibles@gmail.com. And give me your shipping info so that I can get that shipped off to you. Today's video is sponsored by Mayce Collectibles. Thank you, Mayce Collectibles. Let's see. Let's touch on the new schedule just one more time for those of you who may or may not be aware. In fact, there is going to be another change. Remember that the card show is now going to be on Mondays and Fridays. Every Monday, every Friday, we'll have the card show. Monday will be sort of a recap, and Fridays will be looking forward. Trivia is not going away. We are just moving it. It looks like every Wednesday. Not every Wednesday, but on Wednesdays, likely every other Wednesday. So, and we actually have Trivia Part 2 coming up. For those of you involved in Trivia Part 1, I know you enjoyed that. We had some really good giveaways, and the Mega Bounty was hit yet again. Trivia Part 2 will be 22 December. I believe that's a Wednesday. I should have a calendar in front of me. I do not, but I believe that is Wednesday, December the 22nd. We will convene once more for Part 2 of Mayce UFC Holiday Trivia. And make sure you stay tuned for that. This Friday, Friday the 17th, there won't be an MMA show. In fact, we're going to have a member draft for the upcoming 2021 Chronicles Hobby Box break. That's going to be a good time. For those of you who aren't aware how our draft works, I invite you to go back and check out the other video, but we'll talk about it in the upcoming video. But if you are a channel member, a current or past, well, you have to be a current. If you are a current channel member, as of the time of the last video last week on Friday, you're automatically entered. You have a ticket. You have a chance to get a free spot. Well, not a chance. You will get a free spot in this group break. So again, channel members, Friday the 17th, don't make plans. You have a free group break. You must be present to win. This is, again, we did this last time. The drafts are about the only event that I put on where you have to be present to win, okay? You must be present to take part in the draft. I can't go back and add you after the fact. So while I understand that it may suck if you are unable to make it on Friday the 17th, obviously I can't make a time and date that accommodates everybody, so I'm just doing my best here to try to loop in as many of you as I can. So Friday the 17th, no MMA show. We will have a 21 Chronicles Hobby Box break for free for channel members. But that break won't happen that day. That'll be the drafts. The drafts are a ton of fun. They work kind of like trivia, only instead of winning a free pack, you get to pick the fighter that you'll get from the break. I'll probably drop a video on Thursday or maybe even Wednesday this week, probably Wednesday, talking about the upcoming fight card this weekend. I have a lot of interest in this weekend's fight card for multiple reasons, and we'll get into that, as well as cover some of our picks. Speaking of picks, oh boy, UFC 269. Well, I had Sakai, what I tell you guys, Sakai, Kaikar, France, and Santiago Ponzinibbio, I believe. By Bottom line is Sakai didn't get started for whatever reason. Not to take away from Tai Tuivasa, had an excellent performance. I'm a huge fan of his anyway, so I'm not hating on the guy by any means. We're trying to cover our pick. However, Sakai did not look like Sakai, just real slow getting started, and maybe that was just from the pressure and Tai cutting better angles. I mean, he's improving a lot, but if that were to happen again, if they were to fight again, I still believe I would go Sakai. Some of you might think that's crazy, but that's what I think there. Kai Kara-France got it done. We kind of saw that coming. Well, again, I'm not trying to discount anybody, but Garbrandt was looking a little shaky already at 135 on his return, and it's been a rocky road for the last couple years for him. Again, I'm a fan. I'm not trying to be a hater, especially right now when the man's down and out. But at 125, that's too much of a cut for my blood. Didn't like it. And then finally, Santiago Ponzinibbio and Jeff Neal. I don't think I have any excuses for that one. Jeff Neal looked leaner and lighter than ever. I thought maybe just because of some rumblings of his personal life that maybe that would affect him in this fight. It did not. He looked sharp, crisp, super light. I can't stress that enough, how light on his feet Jeff Neal looked. He just looked in superb shape to me, and he performed well, and he got us. We'll get into this weekend's picks on the next video. Again, this is just kind of a recap. But before we talk about anything else, we can't talk about UFC 269 without talking about Jillian Robertson and Priscilla Cachoeira. That eye poke. Are you fucking kidding me? That shit was unbelievable. Now listen, I know all the time, especially in the clinch, guys are on the ground, even in some whizzer scenarios, there's always some glove grabbing and different kind of little cheating techniques being used all the time, right? I understand that. So I'm not trying to say that Priscilla is the first person to cheat in the UFC, but I mean, let's take a look at this. Look at this. That is unbelievably unacceptable. That shit pisses me off. So, like, when I saw that, I was pissed off. I don't even know why it pisses me off. I don't know, but it really pisses me off. I think it's absolute garbage. I think she should be kicked from the UFC. And listen, I'm not one of those... I don't believe in canceling people. I'm not into that shit, the whole cancel and all that. Okay, I'm not trying to be a hater on anybody who is passionate about that. Good for you, to each their own, but it's not my style, so to speak. But this here is just something different. I mean, we're talking about multiple blatant thumb gouges. Like, that's permanent damage. You could blind somebody. I mean, there's so many bad things that can come from what she was doing, and I cannot believe that she did that. And I think it's bullshit. And I hope she gets kicked out of the UFC, never to be seen again. Fuck that. That's just how I feel about it. Really pissed about that. I can't believe that. Yeah, unbelievable. Andre Nunes submits your boy. He's on fire. His submission game is so strong. Obviously, one to watch out for, Andre Nunes. Aaron Blanchfield, I don't feel like, maybe because I'm not on the internet enough, but I don't feel like people are talking about her enough at all. And granted, I haven't, but at 22 years old, oh my God. I mean, her grappling skills, even if there's some of you out there who just have even just a little bit of jiu-jitsu experience, if you're a white belt, you can recognize the level that she's putting on at 22 years old, and it blows my mind. That girl's an absolute problem. And more importantly, if they drop her rookie card next year, I highly recommend stacking up on Aaron Blanchfield. She's 22. Who gives a shit if she loses her next 2 fights? She's got 10 years left in the UFC until she's even in her prime. You know, most people come into their prime in their very early 30s, right around 30, 32 maybe. This girl, I mean, she's got 30 fights. She's got 30 fights left in the UFC if she wants to fight 3 times a year. 30. So grab her rookie card. She looks phenomenal. I can't imagine she's going to get worse. She's got better jiu-jitsu than most, and again, only 22 years old. So hats off to her. Congratulations. Absolutely amazing. Dominic Cruz, another one that really surprised me. I mean, I didn't think he would perform poorly. Dominic Cruz is a legend, a great fighter and a unique fighter. I love watching him fight. Don't like listening to him commentate. I know that's probably not a popular opinion. But as a fighter, man, he's good. And just the angles he creates and his style, it's always been fascinating. That's always been the draw to Dominic Cruz. It certainly hasn't been his personality. And I'm not just saying that. I know you guys are going to be like, oh, you're just saying that because he was hating on your boy DC. That's not why I'm saying that. And I don't hate Dominic Cruz. I like Dominic Cruz. I'm just saying his style is what has brought Dominic Cruz to be who he is today. And, hey, well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. He's a fantastic fighter. But, yeah, he looked super in shape, looked great, got dropped a couple times early. I thought it was going to be over. And, wow, he just came back, fought through it, and looked absolutely phenomenal. So I'm excited to see Dominic Cruz moving forward. I think that would be a great fight. O'Malley. He got it done. I don't know what... I don't know. I don't understand the whole everybody like, oh, he hasn't fought nobody, this, that. Like, he's not ranked. He's new. I mean, none of it makes sense. But he's sleeping everybody. Great fight. Slept him, first round knockout. I'm sure you saw it. Amazing. Card prices going up. Kai Kara-France and Garbrandt. Again, I just think Garbrandt's cutting too much weight. They said 7 months it took him, which is, you know, he's doing it the right way. But that's, I just feel for him, like 7 months, and then to take the loss, get knocked out, dropping down a division. That's rough, man. That's rough time. So I wish Cody Garbrandt the best. I am a fan of his. He's had many great fights, and I hope to see him healthy back at 135 sometime soon. That's for sure. Again, we already talked about Jeff Neal and Ponzinibbio. Nunes versus Pena. Hey, folks. Now, I don't want to take credit for this, but I told you I had a funny feeling about that, and it's kind of the cheap way out. In my opinion, that's the Chael Sonnen version of things, where the reason that he's so agreeable is because he gives an offering to both sides that you can't really be wrong. It's kind of genius marketing. But that's kind of what I did. So with Pena, I had a feeling that Pena was going to move forward. She was going to put it on her. I wondered what Amanda would look like cutting to 135 after this amount of time off. So we got our answer. People think Nunes would absolutely dominate her in a rematch. I don't necessarily disagree with that. Certainly Amanda will be more prepared. She was gassed by the end of the first round, which was super surprising. Her striking was extremely sloppy. I mean, you guys saw this. You know this. On this channel, I don't like, you know, really bashing the fighters too much unless they do some really stupid shit like Priscilla Cachoeira, who shouldn't be in the UFC anymore. But, man, Nunes looked horrible. Horrible. And Pena got it done. Pena got pieced up a little bit. She definitely took some damage, but I think in a rematch, Amanda would obviously be much more prepared, have her cardio put together a bit more, and would get the job done. Even aside from Amanda's cardio, I mean, just her striking was so sloppy. It was so slow and looping, and you know, those things actually go hand in hand. The fatigue, and the sloppy technique. But I got to tell you, that's the worst I've probably ever seen Amanda Nunes look. She looked like a Dana White Contender Series fighter from like 1994. You know, like way back. I know the Contender Series was not around in 1994. I'm just speaking figuratively, but it blew my mind. Honestly, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I did throw down on Pena, so that was one of my better hits betting-wise for the year, that's for sure. I actually took Oliveira and Pena. I had a 6-leg parlay with Pena, and Sakai blew it for me. I hit the rest of them. Would have been a great day, but Sakai couldn't get the job done. It is what it is. But hats off to Pena. I think she's, I like when champions are crowned that are deserving. Good people. Your Brandon Morenos, your Juliana Pena. Good for her. I'm glad she did it, and I wish her the best. I'm sure that rematch is going to happen extremely soon. That'll be the first fight. You got to give Amanda Nunes a rematch after the incredible range she's on. And again, I'm not a hater. Look at this. We have a beautiful number to 5 Z-Fire from 2019 Chrome auto of Amanda right here. I'm a huge Amanda fan. My daughter loves her. Devastating weekend for her. But it is what it is. And then we have, of course, Oliveira and Poirier. Kind of went down, I mean, exactly how I thought it would. I'm not sure how anybody could think it could go any way but 2 ways. Dustin's going to piece him up and knock him out or fatigue him enough where, he I don't want to say he quits. You can't sit on a chair and make YouTube videos and talk about UFC fighters quitting. I feel like that's just a bitch move. So I'm not going to do that. But I think you get what I'm getting at. Or Oliveira would simply submit him, get his back and submit him. He's known, and I don't know, nobody else hardly does this, but anytime anybody goes in a whizzer, Oliveira, after the underhooks, immediately starts snaking that leg around. He does it every single time. In fact, as they mentioned in the program, I think they mentioned that was how he won his first UFC fight. He's always done it. He's always snaked that leg around. Dustin didn't seem to be aware of that. I don't know how they wouldn't have made him aware of that. Again, I'm just a guy making YouTube videos. What the hell do I know? I definitely don't know more about mixed martial arts than Dustin Poirier. So I'm just giving my observation. But he went for it multiple times earlier. It's obviously a lot harder to defend. Just knowing about it isn't a defense that's going to stop it. So I'm not saying, oh, if Dustin would have known that, he could have just stopped. It doesn't really work like that. Of course, we know that. But it certainly, I think, could have changed the tide a little bit. Not to mention, when he went down and laid in guard for a while, he did get his the hooks in. But when Joe was saying it, if we go watch, maybe I can show you the footage now. If you go back and watch, he was not hooked on the glove when Joe was saying that. As Joe finished saying that, and as Dustin went to pull back, yeah, then he was hooked under there illegally. But until then, he actually, to me at least, it looks like he was not illegally grabbing the glove. As Joe was saying, it was after. This is really splitting hairs because it ended in the same result of Poirier not being able to get away due to an illegal glove grab. But I think that is why he felt hooked in there. Maybe that's why he rolled into guard. I don't know why he did it either. Again, I don't know more than Dustin, and I'm not going to speculate as to why he would have done that, because only he knows, and maybe it was just a mistake. But interesting fight. I think that fight can go either way. Matter of fact, I think Oliveira wins that fight six out of 10 times. I think he'd go 6-4 every 10 times against Poirier. Good fight. Congrats to him. Broke my heart to see Dustin not get the strap. I love Dustin Poirier. Huge bummer. But I hope he just remembers he's still a top contender. He's still a top 3 guy. And, a couple wins, he's right back in there. And he's young enough. He could still make it happen. I'd love to see him touch gold. But he's had a great career, and he's made a lot of money. Luckily, fought Conor twice and stuff like that. So I'm glad he's set up. But a guy like Dustin Poirier, you just kind of want to see him realize his dreams. Kind of a bummer that he didn't. All right, moving on to card news. We'll talk about PSA for a minute. They sent out a blaster yesterday saying that they're going to open up regular submissions now for $100, regular service level. There's economy, regular, walkthrough, express, all those different service levels. And regular is going to be back open for $100 a card. And I think that's bullshit. I'm absolutely against it. I know some people are excited. They're still a year behind. The card boom was in the summer of 2020. And I understand they were getting 100,000 cards a day, and they were only able to grade 40,000 a day. Who gives a damn what the reasons were? The fact of the matter is, this started in 2020. We're in 2022, moving into 2022 here. So this summer will be 2 years. 2 years. You're still a year behind. If you look at, what was I looking at? Was it the value? I can't remember which service level I was looking at. Economy, the absolute bottom level. The complete through date is January 17th, 2021. They're still a year behind. You still have a year's worth of people's cards sitting at your building waiting to be graded, and you're going to open up a service level? I don't know. I know they've done a ton of expanding. I know they're hiring all the time, and they just switched CEOs or whatever, and this and that. I love PSA, but I think this is a horseshit move, and I can't imagine any other company in the world where you can be a year behind and come out with new products and open up other service levels and this and that. What are you doing? What the hell are you doing? This is why you've got HGA and CSG and all these other XYZ, ABC card grading companies popping up, because you're dropping the ball. I don't know what the hell you're doing, but you shouldn't be opening regular service level at all until you're at least like 3 months, get 3 months behind. I'm totally okay with you operating in even a 3 to 6 month window behind on the lowest service level. That's fine with me. But when you're still over a year behind, I think that's horseshit, and I think it's a terrible move. But if you're somebody who wants to get your card graded by PSA and you want to use the regular service level for $100, soon you'll be able to. This weekend, folks, UFC Fight Night, Lewis versus Dawkins. I'm amped for this. Huge Derek Lewis fan, and as of recently, a big Dawkins fan. Man, like I talked about, his transformation is absolutely unbelievable. He looks in great shape. He loses a ton of weight, gets more muscle. Every fight looks sharper, fast, crisp striking for a heavyweight. Guy's got a huge future. I don't want to see either of these guys lose, so it is what it is, but it's going to be a great fight. Definitely looking forward to it. My boy, Wonder Boy, Stephen Thompson is going to be fighting Bilal Muhammad. I personally hope that Stephen Thompson pieces him up. Always love watching Stephen Thompson fight. But hey, I'm more interested in who you think's going to win. So you let me know down below. Stephen Thompson, Bilal Muhammad. We've got the crazy striker, the unorthodox puzzle that everyone tries to solve, versus the guy who's going to put you up against the cage and not let you move for 15 minutes. Who's going to take it? You let me know down in the comments below. Wonder Boy, Stephen Thompson, or Bilal Muhammad, and you will automatically be entered for a chance to win. One of you is going to win. Matter of fact, 2 of you are going to win. One person's going to win a pink Israel Adesanya. We're going Luminance from Chronicles. That is the pink parallel. Little Israel Adesanya action for any of you Izzy fans out there. What's up with the drama with him, by the way? Saying that the Whitaker fight isn't signed. The UFC's announcing it. I don't know what's going on there. The other card is going to be Gilbert Burns. This is going to be Gilbert Burns black rookie card, pink parallel. I tell you, the black set, I love it. I think the black set is so sharp. They did a great job, and I'm looking forward to that being an individual set, because it is sharp. Black looks good. Even the base card's black. Sharp-ass cards. But there it is. Gilbert Burns, Israel Adesanya. If you would like to win either of these, again, just let me know down in the comments. Winners, please email me, macecollectibles@gmail.com, and give me your shipping info, and tell me what video you won from, because it can be a little confusing if you don't mention that. I got to go back and rewatch my own videos, which I'm not a fan of. But that's going to do it for today, folks. I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the weekend of fights. Touched on some hot stuff. Disagree with me? Agree with me? Think I'm an idiot? Let me know down in the comments, guys. This is open for discussion. Love reading what y'all have to write. Another Night of Fights coming this weekend. We'll talk more about that in the next video. And channel members, remember, this Friday is the next draft for the free Chronicles Hobby Box group break. I appreciate y'all tuning in to the Mayce UFC card show. Really enjoying doing this. We're working hard to get a fighter or 2 on here as soon as possible. Maybe do some breaks with them, do a little interview action, do a little Skype action. We'll see what happens. Who knows? I don't know, but we're going to keep growing it. Until next time, folks, I appreciate you. Take care.